Hello everybody, this is Hawaii Fabo with a little update on the tank. I think it's been a long time since I've done an update, and I think quite a lot's happened since my last update, so I thought it'd be time to have a little catch-up session. But for those of you who'd seen my last video, you might notice a couple new additions. The two bannerfish in the tank now. As easy as the Moorish idols are to come by over here, either in the fish stores or by catching them by hand, well, not by hand, but catching them yourself, I feel that they're really not suitable fish for beginners, as beautiful as they are. So I did kind of have to fight myself on that one a little bit, but I think we've done well here. The two bannerfish, they're really nice additions to the tank, and whenever people come by and see the tank, they really like them, so I'm happy with that. Additionally, in the tank I have a squirrelfish hiding in the cave there. You're just going to be able to see a little bit of red on him. As I get closer though, he's probably going to go back and hide in his cave. He's quite shy. That is the nature of squirrelfish though. They do stay hidden during the day, and they will come out at night to hunt and to feed. So I'm thinking that's possibly why he was only $8. But there he is. He's a nice looking fish. Definitely looks different to the other fish that that you typically see. Looks a lot more prehistoric. I quite like that about him. And you can see the back end of him there, or not, just a little bit. But yeah, as soon as the lights dim in the evening, then he's all over the place. Some sad news. I lost my powder brown tang a couple of days ago. Unfortunately, it looks like he tried to make a run for it, and he ended up jumping up. Well, what I can only assume this is what happened, but he jumped through here, this little gap here, and landed on the glass, and that's actually where I found him. So that was pretty upsetting. As much as I like the powder browns, I don't know if I'll be getting another one anytime soon. I don't really want to feel like I'm just replacing him for the sake of replacing him. But yeah, we'll see. So, as I was saying, quite a lot's happened in the tank. My tank was doing very well about 3 weeks ago, and so I decided to actually, let me go back to that. My tank was doing very well a couple of weeks ago, well, 3 weeks ago or so, and so I decided to slowly start adding inverts to the tank, invertebrates to the tank. So we went out snorkeling and we caught ourselves a pair of banded shrimp, pincushion urchin, a pencil urchin, a couple hermit crabs, some snails, and we put them in the tank. They were all in the tank for about a week or so, and then all were doing fine. The urchins were doing brilliantly. They were the ones that I was more concerned with more than anything else. Then all of a sudden my nitrates started going up, and as of right now, unfortunately, they're the other side of 40 parts per million. And subsequently, I believe that chain reaction has been the catalyst behind the ick that I now have in the tank again. So what I'm thinking is that, there is a small chance that I know when you catch fish, ick does exist out in the ocean, but its survival rate is so low because as soon as it drops off the fish, it has a very hard time finding another host. So I didn't bring any fish into the tank. I don't know if shrimp or urchins carry ick. I don't even think that's possible. So what I'm thinking is that the ick was just manifesting itself in my tank, and the fish were able to fight it off because of the diet that I give them, the DIY food. So even though it wasn't displaying any physical symptoms, I have a feeling that it was harboring itself in the tank, and then as the nitrates rose, you know, the fish started to struggle a little bit, they started getting stressed, and that's when the ick decided to show itself. And it showed itself firstly in the butterfly fish, and not the butterfly fish, the bannerfish first, which I thought was odd. I would have thought that it would have come through in the tangs first, the hippo tang especially, but in fact he was one of the last to get it. So yeah, I'm dealing with ick again now, and I'm dealing with high nitrates. I've been treating the tank with copper since Sunday evening. Sorry about the focus on this. Since Sunday evening. It's now Thursday evening, so we're only 4 days in, another 10 days to go. Haven't been able to run my skimmer. I've had to take out the Purigen. I really want to do this copper treatment properly this time to make sure there's absolutely no chance of this thing surviving or harbouring or nesting anywhere in the tank or hiding anywhere, to reappear, re-show its ugly face again. So I've taken out the Purigen, turned off the skimmer completely, so we just have filter socks basically, and I'm changing those out pretty regular. I'm going to be changing those out every 5 days or so. I'm not going to have another set, so that's not a problem. And then the other thing that I'm doing is I've actually decided to change my maintenance habits. And that previously what I was doing was I was doing 30-gallon water changes every 2 weeks. And I'll be honest, I kind of got lazy about that too, but that was because my water parameters were okay. But obviously now I'm going to have to readdress that, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking out 2 gallons every morning and replacing it with 2 gallons of fresh water. Especially now, I think that is even more important because of the fact that there's no other filtration other than mechanical right now. The copper is likely to do quite a number on the biological bacteria in the tank as well. So I will definitely be topping that back up again with Dr. Tim's, I think it's called One and Only. But that's for another video. Right now, all the inverts that I had, the shrimp, the urchins, the snails, the hermits, they're all out in a 30-gallon Rubbermaid tub with an air stone. And again, they don't have any real filtration, so I'm taking out 1 gallon every day of water and replacing it with fresh water. Or not fresh water, but clean salt water, I should say. And that is where I'm at right now, at this very point. I do have some plans for bringing those nitrates down. That will be another video coming, and then I'll bring back in the urchins and the invertebrates and everything. And I also picked up some zoas as well, and it's just the worst time for them, really, unfortunately. So no sooner had they been in the tank than I had to take them out because the nitrates were just getting too high. And you know what the clue was for me? It wasn't actually that I did a water test first. That's really sad, but it's these rocks here in the middle. They're just covered in this brown algae. The sand is started to go brown in places, and the zoanthids weren't opening up at all. So I thought, well, something's definitely not right here. So we did a water tests, and that pretty much proved everything. So going through a bit of a rough time, but I'm confident now that we're going to be able to resolve these issues. And I feel now as well that because I've experienced it before, but I was less experienced back then, I feel more experienced and more comfortable in my ability to deal with these ick issues and the nitrate issues. So I've got another video to do for you guys on how I'm going to deal with the nitrates. Some hardware changes there, especially to the filtration too, so you guys will see that. And I picked up quite a good idea watching LA Fish Guy's video, so we're going to implement one of those into practice. So we'll be back in a couple weeks once the ick treatment's finished, and we'll also go over the new hardware that's coming into the tank too. So until then, I hope you guys enjoy watching, and we'll be back soon.